Prophet Noble Joel Ali. Honors to all members and all stations of the Moore Sons Temple of America. Honors to the past stations of Universal Negro Improvement Association, UNIA. Honors to Marcus Garvey Bay for letting the brothers and sisters know that without legacy, without a nationality or creed, tree without roots. I don't know the exact words, but this is my part of my understanding. Today's show is Lessons in Life Part 2. Everything in life throws different situations at us. Whether we're kind, loving, peaceful, and so on and so on. We have to be mindful of the people who we associate with or considered our friend, best friend for life, BFF, best as you want to call it. We think that because years and decades have gone by, knowingly or unknowingly, that we know the person. But yet and still, we're not with them 24/7. We're with them parts of the day, of the life. And to the point where they can deceive you like Satan. They know more about your ways, but you can't keep a secret, because if you keep a secret, then that means that you're deceiving them. No, that's not necessarily true. Not everybody needs to know your business. Certain things you just need to keep to yourself. Certain things that you don't need to tell your best friend, because your best friend might be a Judas. You never know. They might set you up for an attempted murder case for allegedly harming someone. But yet and still, we don't know. We don't know what the person's intentions are, allegedly. We have to contemplate our frame, and we have to make sure that we ourselves, our thoughts together in our right mind. Because if you look at various movies like Juice with Tupac, and you know what I'm saying, about how they were long life friends in high school and all this. And all of a sudden Roman Bishop, who was being played the role of Tupac, turns against the whole plan of robbing somebody. See, that's a prime example. But, you know, only you can have a certain amount of control of yourself, not the other person. And once you understand control and manipulation, then you understand how far a person gonna go. But the only way you're gonna know that is see how they interact with other people. Now, once you understand these things, then you can understand that someone who appears to be your friend or best friend, so-called, you know, you won't have to worry about being hurt or being harmed, because we have given our all to our friend, and we feel like we can trust this person, trust this young man or this young woman, you know what I'm saying? And all the while they've been playing against us. So we need to understand that manipulation goes a long way. Some people hide it better than others. Some people feel like, they're obligated to all the information. You can't hide nothing from me. I can't hide nothing from you because we're friends. We're best friends. There's a lot of things I don't know about my best friends. And I only can count on one hand. I'll be honest with you. But the whole purpose is, do you really trust yourself of giving that information to someone? But the best way to save emotional distress is to, no matter how long you've been interacting with that person just verbally, just for 5-10 minutes don't mean you know them. People have an ulterior motive. Now the question is, what is it? You can't be Inspector Gadget, or you can't be Detective PI to figure out what's their ulterior motive. You can't do that. It's going to come out when it happens. So you can tell a lot about a person by what their conversation piece is. Randy French, Islam, I see you in the chat. I want to answer those questions, not at this time. Right now I'm just giving lessons on life. All this stuff that we see that's going on right now, and how, buddy and friendship and all this other stuff, we're not here to circle. If it happens, it happens. But if the only way the person has access to certain private information, if the person proves himself trustworthy, very important. Because there's a lot of people who appear to be wolves in sheep's clothing, and they do all this hideous crimes against humanity, against their friends. You know what I'm saying? They end up helping get their friend locked up, or they so-called homeboy, homegirl locked up, so that way they can go after what they already got, which is called coveting. And this doesn't just go with gang banging. This just goes in everyday life, corporate life. Who could you sleep with to get the deal? Do you have a husband? Okay, that don't matter. You want this big time payment? You gotta sleep with the boss. In the corporation, the higher up you go, the more sacred the rituals are. I'm just going to tell you like this. Based upon observation and my experience being my best teacher, I've learned through the years that if you come up against me and you say things that are not just, and you don't want for me as I want for yourself, I already got my eye on you. I already know you ain't right. I'm just gonna see how far I go. That little game these ones be playing, shoot, we can play the game too, but guess what though? I'm not gonna be the one that end up in checkmate. Because guess what? The devil always tell on himself, family. Their hidden agenda, their body language, their eyes, how they move, how they speak to you, what they say that to you or whatever. You gotta pay attention to what the details of the person be saying. But we don't identify with making someone a friend because we've been social with them for 15 minutes and this has been going on for months. That doesn't mean nothing. That's not even an acquaintance. That's not an associate. That's just a person you just met, and you don't know anything about their family. You don't know nothing about their what their family background is, and how they make their money and all that. You don't know none of that. So the best thing you can do is just sit back and watch. You got one mouth, keep it closed. You got two ears. Your ears are always more open than your mouth is. So do use your ears more instead of using your mouth more. I'm just going to sit back and see how far this price is going to go. I've done that many times. And 9 times out of 10, I win. Because I understand the game. I understand people. I understand how far a person going to go. Just being honest. But the thing is, a person is going, what they call that, self-snitch. We call that title telling themselves, whatever the case may be. Because the more we listen, the more information we get out to people. And we have to be very articulate in our thinking. We have to make sure we listen first, instead of going by what we thought we heard. We got to go by an observation based on what we know, based upon the actions, body language, what they say, and these things. These things will tell you if a person's going to tell on himself or not. Someone's be like, oh, I didn't say that. I said this. No, you didn't say that. You said this is exactly what you said. No. And they actually be like, well, I didn't do that. I did this. I saw you. And the thing is, would you like to have a friend who's the biggest liar? I don't. We really have to be careful upon what we tell people, what we tell our co-workers, what personal information we give while we're on work. Because see, the type of work I do, the people I work, 100% of them are genuine. I know because I spoke with them. Now, out of 100% of them, I speak about maybe 80% of them. And the other ones really don't know the information that other people know. But it's okay though. But as long as we continue to be peaceful, we say, speak to each other, good day, you know what I mean, and make sure that we're good, all is well. Sometimes it's just best to keep certain things as simple as possible when you're dealing with certain people. Certain people who are like off on their own and they're very isolated. It's going to take a lot to get inside their head. But all the proof is all in the pudding, yo. But I'm just telling you all this. Boy. The things that people say to you from time to time, it makes you wonder, are they really about that? I just love to listen from time to time. If someone asks for my help, of course, if I'm able to, I'll help. But if I'm not able to, I'm not going to make myself available. But at the end of the day, do unto others as you want done unto you. Love thy neighbor as you love thyself. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not cover what is not yours, thou shalt not fornicate. Acting like you got a boyfriend, girlfriend, being promiscuous. Teach his own. But none of that stuff rocks my way though. I've seen situations where people just talk a good talk, but they ain't got no action. A person who has action don't say nothing. They just go ahead and do it. They already have certain things in their mind set up, what they gonna do, and then they carry it out. They carry out the action. This is why it's good to be around genuine people. Another thing you have to really be concerned about is who is jealous of you. It's going to show in their actions, regardless. It's going to show what type of person you are. I've met supervisors who were straight narcissists. Well, there's a quote they say, you reap what you sow. What goes around comes around. The energy you put out is the energy you get back. It depends on the situation. Now when you look at a situation, and no matter what you do to be the best person you can be, it tends to come out negativity. It's not because you did something wrong, it's just because you have good intentions, and your good intentions are going to be tested. And once people see who you truly are, and they don't believe the hype, they don't believe the allegations, accusations, or bearing false witness against you or whatever, and all these horrific things about you that's not true. You ever notice that when people start telling bad stuff about you that's not even true at all? They're talking about themselves. Those ones you need to watch out for. Seriously. Sometimes it's just best have a group of people in your inner circle. Sometimes it's just best to be by yourself sometimes, where you can grasp all this thinking. Sometimes it's just best to be observant and not say anything. You already know how the person's going to act. You can't change them. The only person you're going to change is yourself. And there's going to be a group of people who is going to love you. There's going to be a group of people who are going to hate you. Wonder why people hate other people? I already know why. Me personally, I'm not really all for, calling someone within some time best friend, because a best friend will love you to the end. A best friend will have your back when you're right. A best friend will tell you to your face when you're wrong. That's a trustworthy person. Trustworthy people, as I said in my quote of the day, good people are hard to. Good people are like needle in a haystack. They're hard to find. It's true. But now the question you would ask yourself is, how long is this friendship going to be going on? Is this going to be forever or not? But always remember that people tend to be in your life until the day y'all depart, death till you part, or people which is permanent, or people just be in your life temporarily. Now, that's not up to you to figure out. Just let it happen. Let it be. Let it be, family. Because no matter how much invest you put between that brother or sister or brother, brother to brother, sister to sister, whatever the case may be, I've experienced where I thought I had a brother for life. And all of a sudden he left me. He left the grand body of the Moors, of the Moorish Science of America. It was a good Moor. You know, he sacrificed his life for the moment. And he's no longer with us. Praise Allah for him. I love my brother to this day. I miss the brother dearly. Just time I used to call him on the phone and we'll get back to each other, we'll chop it up. Time for us to be meeting him at his house. Certain situations come up where I was not able to. Things that we were supposed to be discussing, we never got to it. I mean, we did, but there are certain things that we were supposed to meet up and have. We're supposed to be working on some projects, but never got a chance to because of our schedules. When you have people like that around your corner, and if they don't like something about you and tell you straight to your face, hey, I appreciate it. There's always room for improvement. Always. And there's never anything in life that people who are close to me, who are dear to me, can tell me something that I won't like. I may not want to hear it, but I just keep my mouth closed, keep my lower self in check, and be on my higher self. And when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I admit when I'm wrong. And you all must do the same thing. When a person can't admit they're wrong, that's a sign of evil. They want to place the blame on someone else, like they're the problem, and they're not, and they're holier than thou, and all this other stuff. And they want to be a narcissist. See people in pain, which is having some type of sadistic behavior. And these are the things that I know based upon observation. Again, I will say this to you all. You all have to be mindful of who you call your friend. If that person's backbiting and talking and you know what I'm saying, and stabbing, backstabber, they smile in your face. The backstabbers, smile in your face. Yep, that's what they do. I think that's, I forgot who that was, but the name of the song is called Backstabber. I forgot who that artist was, but yeah, that's real. But all in all, family, if you want to protect your heart, see what happens in certain situations. And see if your best friend is true. Put them to the test. And if you already did, and they passed, all is well. Did they test you too? I hope they do too. That's what I have to say about that. I'm gonna be honest with you. And this goes out to Randy French. Yeah, we're still great. Yes, this is our country right here in the United States of America. If Moors are so great, how come we don't have their own country? Yeah, this is ours right here, the USA and Africa. Most Moors were. No, we were not pirates. No, we're not pirates. We were never pirates. Moorish people were not pirates. I don't know where you guys get that information from. I heard that before too, but it's not accurate. Last I checked, the Moor, our ancestors, civilized all nations. Civilized. Brought their culture, martial arts, you name it. Yes, we did it. Anything that's going on right now with electronics, yeah. Anything that was good for humanity, yes, we did it. Without doubt or contradiction. So, family, I'll continue with part 3 of Lessons in Life, part 3. Tune in next time to the show. Because right now, Brother Man Moore's life got lots to do today. Preparation with no hesitation. Making sure that you are prepared for your future. And when love, truth, peace, freedom is violated, justice must then take its course. Now, Randy French, I don't know where you got that information from. Lies and deceit. Anybody who's live, who's looking into the chat right now, man, lost in the sauce, family, lost in the sauce, straight up. So all we gotta do right now is focus on bettering ourselves and bettering our condition. That's what we gotta do. Forget what the naysayers say. Hypocrites are always gonna lie. They're always gonna deceive. But at the end of the day, we gotta make sure that we're doing the right thing and making sure that we're one for our neighbor as we want for ourselves. As we want for our brother and sister, as we want for ourselves. That right there, family, is love. Because other than that, I can't utter nothing else. So, right now, it's all about what you do in life and how you treat people. And always remember, the energy you put out is the energy you get back. You reap what you sow, so on and so on. If you haven't spoken to your mother and father in a while, speak to them, because you never know when they're going to leave again. Always give them a hug, kiss, and tell them you love them, because guess what? Tomorrow's not promised for them, because we don't know when we're going to depart from this earth. And make sure that you all admit when you're wrong. Correct yourself when you're wrong. It makes you a better person. It helps you rest better at night. Just be the love made manifest. Always know where you stand in your friendship and everything you do in life. Never cause hardship upon people that are innocent bystanders. But when someone get out of line with you and your family, and you gotta protect your family at all costs. I'm not saying be a bully. I'm not saying do anything lewdness, but protect your family at all costs. That's what I'm about. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. The Moorish American way. The only way. Honors to Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, and Confucius. Honors to all brothers and sisters who are listening to this live channel right now. Honors to those who desire this information and wanting to better their condition. And I pray that whatever the trials and tribulations y'all going through, I pray that you conquer in the name of peace. Peace and love. Islam. Allah, the Father of the universe. Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector and my guide and my salvation. By night and by day through his holy prophet. True Ali. Ameen. Islam.